Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to the 2017 Kennebunk Savings Rugby Rampage for ParaSportsLive. I'm Tony Jackson. Our next match, Montreal versus NEP Wildcats White team. Let's go over the lineups for Montreal. Number 14, Alexis Macias. Also on the floor, number 22, Jonathan Asselin. Also number 24, Anthony Letourneau. And number 5, Melanie Labelle. For the Wildcats, on the floor, number 14, Adam Ellis. Also number 9, Graham Crowler. Number 3, Ashley Perkins. And number 44, Eric Ferrazani. And Montreal scored first. They are up 1-0 over the Wildcats. So Letourneau for Montreal. Asselin scores. It is now 2-0 Montreal. Graham Crowler now for the Wildcats. Scores and puts them on the board. They are down now 2-1. Letourneau passes the ball up the floor to Macias. Alexis Macias races to catch the ball, and he gets it before it goes over the line. Good speed by Macias. And Letourneau comes crashing into both Wildcats players, but Crowler now passes over to Ferrazani. And Ferrazani now takes it in. Wildcats trailing by 1. Early goings in the match here. Just about a minute gone by here in the first quarter. And Macias will take it for the 4th Montreal point. Ellis for the Wildcats. Pushing up the floor. Letourneau slams into Ellis, but Ellis keeps going. Now Ellis stopped by Macias. Ferrazani tries to clear some space for him. Ellis looking, finding his space, but stopped by Macias and Letourneau. And Ellis finally makes it over the line with 8 seconds left. Macias, long pass, Letourneau gets there, and he gets the ball before it goes over the line. Letourneau got that at the last moment, and so now Montreal up 5-3. Ferrazani for the Wildcats takes the ball. Labelle giving chase, but she couldn't quite pick Ferrazani before he got past her, so Wildcats with 4. Letourneau passes to Macias, who's all alone and will just glide over the line. 6-4 our score. And Ferrazzani in trouble here. He's going to have to get it over the line in time. And he just called timeout because he wasn't going to make it before 12 seconds expired. So a timeout called by Northeast Passage. So Graham Crowther now going to take the ball out for the Wildcats. Looking for someone to pass to. Doesn't really have any options at the moment. Ellis breaks free. Ellis has to get the ball across. It's cut off by Letourneau. It bounces around between Ferrazzani and Letourneau. The Wildcats will retain possession. So Crowther once again will send the ball in. Ellis, and he gets slammed and loses the ball. Letourneau will take it for Montreal and score. It is 7-4. Montreal. Ellis gets caught up. He passes over to Crowther, who almost lost the ball. And there is a pass to, it ended up looking like it was going to Asalan, but Ellis has the ball once again. Asalan just pushing Ellis back, just forcing him to reposition. Northeast Passage slowing the play down just a little bit. 2 seconds left on the clock, 1 second, and there is a turnover. The play will continue as Montreal got the ball back before the shot clock expired. That's another point for the team in red. 8-4 the score now. Crowther trying to make his way over the line. It's close and it's going to get stripped. We're going to get a substitution. Billy Buffard coming into the match in place of Eric Ferrazzani for the Wildcats. So Graham Crowther now for Northeast Passage going to inbound the ball. That ball goes into play and Crowther has it once again. Crowther, he's forced out of bounds by Letourneau. So Jonathan Asalan is going to take it in for Montreal. Letourneau going to find some space, try to get in between these Wildcat defenders here, and he gets stopped, but we're going to get an illegal use of hands by Graham Crowther. He's going to go out for a penalty. So Montreal. So Alexi Macias passes the ball over to Asselin, and that was a nice move there in the match for Montreal. Yannick Rassicolt. He has the ball and passes over to Asselin. That's a point for Montreal. It is now 9-4. Crowder stopped by Rassicolt, and he loses the ball. Macias now has it for Montreal. He passes up to Rassicolt, who takes it. Oh, he passes over to Lebel, who has the ball under her chair. She can't really move, and now she gets bumped from behind. And we're going to have a jump ball and possession points towards Northeast Passage. Melanie Lebel had the ball trapped under her chair, and so the referees called a jump ball, and Northeast Passage will inbound Billy Buffard for the Wildcats into Crowler. So now Crowler over to Ellis. Adam Ellis scores for the Wildcats. Now 9-5 the score. Macias for Montreal, taking it down, and it's going to score. 10-5 the score now. Oh, Buffard just wide of Ellis, and now there's a race for the ball, and it looks like Rassicolt is going to get there for Montreal. Yannick Rassicolt dodges Crowler, and now Rassicolt for Montreal passes over to Macias. 11-5 the score. Montreal leading. So Crowler now for the Wildcats, being trapped in by Rassicolt. He gets around Buffard, just tries to clear a little bit of space. Perkins blocks off two defenders, nicely done. Ashley Perkins allowing Graham Crowler to score. 2:25 left to go in this first period. The score now 11-7. Wildcats still trailing. Montreal in control. There's a long pass down the floor to Yannick Rassicolt. And now Ellis. That ball off of Crowler. Not a good turnover. And it looks like there was no point awarded for Northeast Passage last time. The scoreboard still reading 12-6, so we'll see if that is indeed the correct score. Lebel inbounds the ball to Macias. Alexi Macias finds his way through. 13-6 the score. Graham Crowder has got some help, but Lebel blocks him off, and now he has to circle back around the other way. And that's going to be a 10-second violation on Graham Crowder without dribbling. So another costly turnover for the Wildcats. 1:52 left to go in this first period. Montreal leading 13-6. Yannick Rossicolt gets around Buffard. Rossicolt trying to spear his way through there, and he does. 14-6 the score, 1:39 left in the first period. And now Buffard for the Wildcats. Holds on to the ball, passes over to Ellis. Adam Ellis with the ball, 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Eight seconds left. Ellis breaks through with 6 seconds on the clock. 1:05 left to go in the first period. Macias has 10 seconds to get it in. He gets it over to LaBelle. Back to Macias. Macias looking for a long pass down the floor. He decides to hold on for a moment. Macias finds Rossicolt. Rossicolt over the line to LaBelle. Nicely done. LaBelle to Asalan, who can't manage to the ball. Rossicolt picks it up. Oh, and he rolls up on the ball. And Montreal will hold on to possession there. 45 seconds left to go in this first period. Montreal still up 14-7. So Asalan for Montreal will inbound, looking for Macias. Alexi Macias trying to get around Crowder, and he does. Buffard back to Ellis. Ellis, the long pass down the floor to Crowder, but LaBelle is right there to cut it off, and Rossicolt tries to pick it up, but it goes out in favor of Northeast Passage. Good defense by Montreal. Melanie LaBelle cuts off the pass to Graham Crowder. However, Rossicolt could not hold on. 25 seconds to go. 15-7 the score. Crowder now with the ball, trying to get his way through there, but Montreal defending extremely tight here. Can Ellis score before the clock runs out? 3 seconds left on the clock. 2 seconds, 1 second. He's not going to get there in time. And we're going to end the first period with Montreal leading 15-7. When we come back, more action from the 2017 Rugby Rampage. We'll be back in just a few moments. Welcome back, everybody. We are about to start the second period here of this match between Montreal and Northeast Passage Wildcats White. For ParaSportsLive, I'm Tony Jackson. You're watching the 2017 Kennebunk Savings Rugby Rampage. And Montreal up 15-9 at this point. Adam Ellis for the Wildcats, taking the ball down the floor, trying to bring that deficit down to 5. Now, before we went away for break, the officials put some time back on the clock, and Northeast Passage scored one more time before the quarter officially ended, so they are down by 6 at the moment. Again, trying to bring that down to 5. So Ellis now racing around, trying to get through, and he's going to make it. It is now 15-10. Montreal in the lead. Asalan for Montreal, passing into Letourneau, and the pass now to Macias, who's just going to ease his way down the floor over the line and give Montreal point number 16 of this match. It looks like Ellis is going to send the ball in for the Wildcats. Eric Ferrazani now for Northeast Passage, trying to get the ball down the floor. Letourneau and Rassicote trying to stop him. Rassicote slams into Ferrazani. He's got just a few seconds left. It looks like we're going to get a timeout just before 12 seconds had expired on the shot clock. So Northeast Passage will retain possession. Good defense by Montreal. Oh, and there's a turnover by Northeast Passage. Asalan, nicely done to intercept that pass. And Letourneau passes to Rassicote, who scores number 17 for Montreal. Not a good pass from Buffard. It wasn't quite high enough. And now Buffard with the ball. Over the shoulder pass to Ellis. Rassicote tries to slap it away, but Ellis maintains control. The pass down to Ferrazani, who was slammed into by Letourneau. Now Eric Ferrazani trying to push his way through the Montreal defense. The pass to Ellis. Score for Northeast Passage. Letourneau, the long pass down the floor to Rassicote. Yannick Rassicote manages to hold on. And now Rassicote just going behind Lebel, but there's a foul, no goal on the play. So one of the Montreal players, couldn't quite tell from here, one of the Montreal players went out of bounds, and so that is a turnover in favor of Northeast Passage. And now Adam Ellis for the Wildcats. 12 seconds to get over the line. Perkins clears a little path for him to get through. He might have to call timeout here. And that is a 12-second violation. Good defense by Montreal. And we're going to get substitutions now in for Billy Buffard. Back into the match for the Wildcats, number 9, Graham Crowder. And Letourneau for Montreal puts them up 18-11. Ferrazzani gets past LaBelle. Lassicote racing down the floor to stop Ferrazzani. And now there's a scrum around Ferrazzani, who is trapped, but he manages to break his way through. Letourneau stops him. The pass, Ferrazzani looking for a pass. Crowder was open for just a moment. Still plenty of time for the Wildcats to score. Ellis trying to find his way through. That space was closed off, nicely done by Lassicote. Letourneau slams into Ellis, preventing him from getting over the line. Oh, and that ball last touching off of Lassicote. And it looks like the referee was signaling 2 seconds back on the shot clock. So let's see if the Wildcats can put something over the line in 2 seconds. Ellis has got a little bit of space, that ball into him, and Lassicote did nicely to intercept that pass. And now Letourneau for Montreal going to put up number 19 for his team. Good defense by Montreal. 5 minutes left to go in this third period. Montreal leading 19-11. Crowder now to Ellis, and back to Crowder. Crowder has to hurry. He's got 2 seconds to get it over the line, and that pass was intercepted by Lassicote. And Montreal add to their lead. It is now 20-11. And Crowder really didn't have very many options to pass to. He tried to get it across the line before 12 seconds had elapsed, but Lassicote was there to intercept that ball. So now Ellis going to send it in for the Wildcats. Ferrazzani with the ball, being defended by Lassicote. Lassicote going to try to jump out in front of him and stop him from going over the line. The pass crosses the center line in time. Ellis. Ellis still with the ball. Lassicote trying to stop him, and he does. There's a pass to Ferrazzani, who isn't over the line yet, and now he is. And the Wildcats get a point on the board. It's 20-12 in favor of Montreal. Anthony Letourneau for Montreal scores number 21. So now the score 21-12 in favor of Montreal. And that pass comes through, but it's cut off by Lassicote. Lassicote still in play, and he calls a timeout. He stayed in bounds, but I think he did so in calling the timeout just in case he got knocked out. He wanted to maintain control for his team. So now the inbounding pass to Letourneau. Pass back to Lassicote. And Yannick Lassicote puts his team up 22-12. Ashley Perkins, the pass back to Ferrazzani, who almost lost it. Asselin tries to stop him from advancing. Letourneau joins him. Oh, and there is a mishandled ball by Ellis, and that is a 12-second violation on Northeast Passage. And we're going to get a substitution for Montreal coming back into the match in place of Jonathan Asselin is number 14, Alexi Macias. Lassicolt, the pass to Letourneau. And Letourneau over to Macias. And Montreal increase their lead. Farazani for the Wildcats. Passing over to Ellis. Ellis taking on Lassicolt, but he avoids contact to score a point. The Wildcats now with 13, the score 23-13 in favor of Montreal. And that ball just a little too far in front of Lassicolt, and Northeast Passage will take control. 2:38 left to go before halftime. Montreal has played the entire match in front. So now Adam Ellis once again for the Wildcats. Going to try to back his way out of that little corner there. Ellis looking for Crowder, but it's cut off by Lassicolt once again. Nicely done by Yannick Lassicolt. And he's just going to kind of squeak his way through there for number 24 in favor of Montreal. So now it's 24-13, 2:15 left to go in the half. So it's 25-15 with 90 seconds left here in the half. Montreal, their defense has been almost impenetrable here. Wildcats having a tough time trying to get over the center line. They've had a couple 12-second violations in a row now, as Montreal swarms on them every chance they get. We've got one more match coming up in a little bit. The New York Warriors versus Quebec. We'll be bringing that to you as it happens. So it looks like Perkins is going to throw the ball in for the Wildcats. Ellis trying to find a space to score. It's been a while. Not much available for him. One minute left in the half. Ellis trying to make his way through, and he does. Good move by Adam Ellis. It's 25-14. His momentum carried him through. 26-14. And it looks like the shot clocks are malfunctioning, so we are now currently without a shot clock. Ellis takes it through nice and easy for the Wildcats. 26-15 the score. Macias thought about passing, but he had no one to pass to, so he's just going to take the ball himself. Ellis is going to try to stop him from scoring. And he cuts him off. Nicely done, and allows his teammates to get back and reorganize on defense. Macias now needs to pass. 12 seconds left to go in the half. The Tourneau for Montreal is going to score. He's going to hold for just a moment if he can, and he does. 5 seconds left on the clock. 26-15 the score. And there is the end of the half, ladies and gentlemen. Montreal, a dominating performance in the first half. They lead Northeast Passage 26-15. We're going to go to break for halftime. When we come back in about 5 minutes, we'll bring you the second half. You are watching Montreal versus Northeast Passage on the 2017 Kennebunk Savings Rugby Rampage. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to start the second half of this match between the Northeast Passage Wildcats White team and Montreal. For ParaSportsLive, I'm Tony Jackson. And if you're just joining us, Montreal has been absolutely dominating this first half. As you can see by the score right now, it's 26-15. But Graham Crowder trying to bring that deficit in a little bit. And that is a point for Northeast Passage. It is now 26-15 in favor of Montreal. 26-16, excuse me. So Yannick Rossicote for Montreal. Passes over to Macias, who scores. It's 27-16. And now Adam Ellis for the Wildcats. The pass over to Crowder. Rossicote tries to hold him off. And he just kind of slams into the back of his chair a little bit. Crowder goes over the line. 27-17 the score. Rossicote looking for a passing option. He's got 10 seconds to do it. He's almost out of time, and he gets it over to Macias. Alexi Macias. And he looks like the referee is going to call an over and back violation. Macias did not get over the line cleanly. Good defense by the Wildcats, and they're going to regain possession here. Montreal still up by 10, 27-17 the score. And Rossicote knocks the ball away, but Crowder gets it back. Graham Crowder now trying to get over the line, but Rossicote cuts him off. Nicely done. Ellis now trying to work his way around. Macias is there, Rossicote. There's space behind LaBelle. And Ellis scores. 27-18, Montreal. And there's a loose ball. LaBelle tries to get it. Rossicote gets it. Ferrazzani for the Wildcats tries to hold him off. Yannick Rossicote, the pass over to Macias. Alexi Macias makes it 28-18. Adam Ellis for Northeast Passage. Passes the ball over to Crowder, and he gets the ball. Crowder trying to weave his way through there. Nicely done by Ferrazzani and Buffard to just open up a little bit of space for him. And now Ellis gets over the line. Wildcats still down by 9. Now Asselin for Montreal passes over to Macias again. Looks like we are going to take a pause for just a moment as Adam Ellis has lost a tire, so the trainers are going to come out and swap him out real quick. And while we have a moment, once again, I'd just like to thank everybody for watching the ParaSports Live presentation of this Kennebunk Savings Rugby Rampage. We hope you're enjoying all of the action we've brought you today. We've got one more match to wrap up the day. The New York Warriors versus Quebec in just a little bit. And Ellis is going to go over the line for the Wildcats. It is now 29-20. And nice defense there by Ferrazzani, and he's going to be able to pick up that ball. Oh, it goes off of Macias. It is a white ball. The referee originally called it the other way, but he corrected his call. Good job by Ferrazzani. And so now Buffard for Northeast Passage will inbound. That ball into Ellis between two defenders. Kind of a risky proposition there, but Buffard did well to get that over to Ellis. And now Crowder has to turn around. Ellis is there to assist. And now Adam Ellis trying to get past Asselin. And Buffard holds off Asselin. Adam Ellis works his way through. Nicely done by Ellis. It's now 29-21. Montreal still in the lead. That ball rolling. Ellis picks it up. Good job by Northeast Passage. Crowder now once again with the ball. Crowder trying to trim the lead down even more. It's now 29-22. Montreal. Northeast Passage rattling off a couple quick points. LeBel, oh, and that one just too far in front of Asselin, and Ellis is going to pick it up for Northeast Passage, and he couldn't catch it, and that ball is going to roll out in favor of Montreal. Almost a good opportunity for the Wildcats to trim the lead even further. An errant pass by LeBel almost cost Montreal a possession, but they're going to get it back. Asselin is going to send it back in. And Macias is dangerously close to going out. And he went out, but the official said that Asselin also went out. And so now Northeast Passage gets the ball back once again. Possession changing sides a couple times there over the last few seconds. So now Crowder for the Wildcats, trying to bring them closer. They're currently down by 7. Can Crowder make it 6? Crowder going to try to jam his way through there, but he stopped. Crowder trying to reassess the situation, work his way around. Perkins clears a little space, but it's not quite enough. And we're going to get a turnover by Northeast Passage. And so an opportunity wasted, and Montreal will get the ball back. The pass into Rassicolt. Perkins and Buffard tried to hold him off, but Rassicolt gets around everybody, and now he's racing down the floor. And the pass over to Macias. 30-22 the score. Nicely done by Rassicolt, and they fight for the ball. Crowder and Rassicolt, but Crowder emerges victorious in that little battle. And now the pass down the floor. He just has to get it over the line. He didn't want to turn it over again, but that is a 12-second violation. Nobody from his team grabbed the ball before the time had expired. So Montreal going to take the ball back once again. They're up by 8, 3.5 minutes left to go in this third period. Asalan to Macias. Macias looking for Asicot. Is he open? Yes, he is. He breaks away from Ellis. Now, Asicot gonna make his way through. He's got Buffard to beat. He passes off to Asalan, who scores. Crowder with the ball. He's being held by the Montreal defenders. Ellis grabs the ball. Can he get over the line before 12 seconds goes by? Vlasico's going to try to make sure he doesn't. He still hasn't gone over the line yet. The pass in front of Perkins, and Macias takes over for Montreal as they head back the other way. The pass over to Asalan with another point for the team in red. They lead 31-22. So now Ellis gets one back for Northeast Passage. 31-23 the score. Macias taking the ball for Montreal once again. Ellis trying to cut him off, but he's not going to catch him in time. So Macias, another goal for Montreal. 32-23 the score. And we're going to get a timeout. We're going to take a quick moment to catch our breath as the teams go back and forth. 2:16 left to go in the third period. While we have a moment, it is warm up here, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, and it's probably a good time for them to take a break, because some of these players are not able to regulate their body temperature very well, and so it's necessary for them to make sure they remain cool so they don't overheat, especially in this venue where the circulation isn't exactly the best, and it is, again, a little warm up here right now. So that's the reason for the timeout. We are about to restart action here. Once again, 2:16 left to go in this third period. Montreal up 32-23 over Northeast Passage. Adam Ellis for the Wildcats. Trying to prod his way through that Montreal defense. He's got a space, but they close him off very, very well, and that is going to be knocked out of play by through there, but Montreal did very well to close him off, and so now the Wildcats will set up once again. Ellis cut off. Ellis nowhere to go. Montreal defending extremely well right now. And there's a space for Ellis, but let's see what the call is here. And so the foul was 4 in the key on Montreal. You can only have 3, so Montreal still up 32-23, 1:21 left to go in this quarter. And now let's see, with one less player, if Adam Ellis can make his way through. Montreal doing very well to defend. And still, with one player short, they're doing quite well to prevent Ellis from scoring here. And now Perkins clears a space for Ellis, and it looks like Le Tourneau went out of bounds. And so now we're going to get two Montreal players in the penalty area. Anthony Le Tourneau leaving the court. And so now there's only two defenders out there. You have to believe that Northeast Passage is going to be able to score here. And Ellis is going to go ahead and just kill a little bit of clock and then score a goal. It's now 32-24, and LaBelle will come back in. And Macias will take the ball back the other way and score for Montreal. It is 33-24 the score. Le Tourneau still in the penalty area for Montreal as Adam Ellis tries to get down the floor, working his way through the Montreal defense. Oh, and Macias almost strips the ball away. And Ellis scores for the Wildcats. It is 33-25. Le Tourneau back into the match. Le Tourneau just kind of racing his way through, passes to Lassicote, who gives it to Macias, who holds the ball for a moment. That's another point for Montreal. 34-25 the score. 16 seconds left in this third period. Ellis racing for the ball, really catch it before it goes out, and he does. Yannick Lassicote tried to bump him off balance to prevent him from corralling the ball, but Ellis did a good job there to pick it up. Lassicote sends the ball down the floor. Ferrazzani for the Wildcats can't quite hold on to it. He tried to intercept it, but Crowder is there for the Wildcats. Crowder passes over to Ellis. Ellis is going to pick it up and go over the line. Nicely done, and now the Wildcats trailing by 7, 34-27. 6 seconds left to go in the third period. And it looks like Le Tourneau is perfectly content with just holding on to the ball to let time expire. And we're going to end this third period 34-27 in favor of Montreal. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the final 8 minutes of this match. You're watching the 2017 Kennebunk Savings Rugby Rampage. We'll be back in just a few moments. Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to start the fourth and final period in this match. Montreal taking on Northeast Passage. Montreal up 34-27. For ParaSportsLive, I'm Tony Jackson. And Montreal have been pretty much dominating this entire match. However, I will say that Northeast Passage played their best period in the third as they cut that deficit down to 7. So let's see if they can cut into it any further here as we start the fourth. For Montreal, Jonathan Asselin will send the ball in. And Letourneau for Montreal now, taking the ball up the floor. Ferrazzani tries to cut him off. Ellis, but Letourneau is just going to race around everybody. Montreal, 10 seconds in. 35-27. And that ball loose, picked up by Letourneau. Macias trying to work his way through. Buffon and Ferrazzani try to knock it away from him. Macias over to Letourneau. And there's another point for Montreal. Just over 30 seconds gone by here in the fourth, and Montreal scored 2 quick goals. 36-27 now, Montreal in the lead. Eric Ferrazzani for the Wildcats trying to get a point back. He's close to the 12-second shot clock, and there's a turnover. Asselin takes the ball away. Letourneau looking for an outlet pass to Asselin, who scores for Montreal. And if you're Northeast Passage, this has got to be a bit discouraging. You were down by 7 with a chance to go down 6. Montreal scored 3 quick goals. And now your deficit is 10. Ellis passes the ball, a little frustrated there. He's waiting for a teammate to open up, but Ferrazzani is there, and now he takes the ball, trying to get around Letourneau. Oh, and he's caught up by his own teammate. And Macias tried to take the ball away. Crowder, nicely done by Macias. That ball is going to go out in favor of Northeast Passage, but good job once again by the Montreal defense, preventing from Northeast Passage from scoring a clean goal. 90 seconds gone by here in the fourth. Again, Northeast Passage down by 10, now down by 9. (37-28), Montreal. Letourneau circles out. And the pass to Macias. Macias extends the lead back to 10. Crowder tried to pass the ball out. He couldn't do it. Now Ferrazzani will take that from Crowder. Will he catch it before it goes out of play? Oh, and he couldn't catch up to it. That's a turnover. Ferrazzani got jolted there by Letourneau. Now Anthony Letourneau. Back the other way from Montreal. And he does very well to get around Ellis there. Ellis racing to try to stop him, and he just lets him go. 38-28. 5:42 left to go in the match. Ferrazzani stopped by Macias, who's got quite a bit of speed to him. Ellis now trying to get around Macias. Adam Ellis setting up, trying to find his way in. His teammates trying to clear some spaces for him, but not much happening right now. in that department. So Ellis just trying to work his way around. Macias tries to back into Ellis, but he can't stop him from scoring. Nicely done, Adam Ellis. It's 38-29. Montreal still in the lead. 5 minutes to go in the match. Alexi Macias for Montreal. Aslan racing down the floor. He takes that pass from Macias and scores 39-29. And there is a turnover by Northeast Passage. It's now 40-29. This has been plaguing them all match. Just too many turnovers. And unfortunately for them, Montreal has done extremely well to capitalize every opportunity that they get. And there is almost another turnover, but Adam Ellis picks it up for the Wildcats. Ellis trying to work his way through. Ellis makes his way around Macias. Nicely done. And now it's 40-30. 4 minutes left to go in the match. Crowder tried to strip it away from Asselin, but Letourneau now takes the ball and he just pierces his way through. The pass over to Macias, who takes it in for another point. Montreal 41, Northeast Passage 30. 3:47 left in the match. Ellis trying to work his way out. He's very deep in his own area. He launches the ball down the floor. Ferrazzani, can he catch it before it rolls out? He's going to try, but it doesn't look like he's going to get there. And LaBelle for Montreal will send the ball in. And that is an actual turnover without possession for Northeast Passage. So LaBelle will take it out from the corner. And I'm not sure if there's something wrong with LaBelle's chair or what's happening here, but kind of seeing what's going on. It looks like she's going to be all right. I don't know what that was about, but that ball rolling through, and that is a point for Northeast Passage, an errant pass, and Ferrazzani was able to take advantage of that opportunity. Montreal still leading by 10, 41-31, 3:29 left to go in this match. Rossi Colt passes the ball down the floor. Who's going to pick it up? Adam Ellis for the Wildcats. Intercepts. Ellis now racing around Rossi Colt. Stops Ellis. So now Ellis looking to make his way through. Perkins clears some space. Good job by Ashley Perkins. Northeast Passage. The goals have been difficult to come by today. And there's almost another turnover, but Letourneau manages to hold on. Now Lassie Colt heading down the floor. (42-32) the score. Ellis makes his way through. 2:27 left in the match. 42-33 the score. And Letourneau extends the lead back to 10. Ellis taking the ball with 2:12 left to go in the match. Adam Ellis trying to get some more points on the board for his team, and there's one. 43-34. Letourneau for Montreal. Bringing the lead back out to 10. (44-34) the score. Eric Ferrazzani for the Wildcats, bringing the ball over the center line. And Ferrazzani, the pass over to Ellis with a point. The Wildcats trying as hard as they can to cut that deficit down, but Montreal just too strong out here today. The defense has been fantastic, and their offense hasn't made too many mistakes in turning the ball over. And there's a pass down the floor. Lassicote is going to get it. Nicely done. Good transition play there by Montreal. 1:10 left to go in the match, and the lead is back to 10. Ellis almost had the ball stripped away by Lassicote. 55 seconds left to go in the match. Adam Ellis trying to get at least one more point for his team. He's going to hold on to the ball for just a moment. Looking to make his way through now, and he does. 42 seconds left to go. 45-36 the score. And it looks like Buffard and Asselin are locked up here. The pick guards on their chair. Sometimes these things get tangled when two defensive chairs get close to each other, and that's the case right now. So we've got a couple people coming on to help out, but they've been separated. Letourneau looking for a teammate to pass to. Lassicote is the one. And so now Yannick Lassicote. And here you have to imagine he's not really looking to score in a hurry. There's 32 seconds left. And so he's just going to try to kill the clock down a little bit. Pass over to Macias. Macias back over to LaBelle. And Melanie LaBelle with a goal. 23 seconds to go. The lead for Montreal, 10. And the shot clock is off at this point. 15 seconds to go in the match. Ellis makes his way through. Adam Ellis, one more point for the Wildcats. Will he score? 3 seconds left. He gets over the line, leaving 2.5 seconds on the clock. Score 46-37. Montreal in front, and Melanie LaBelle will hold on as time ticks away. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the match. Montreal absolutely dominant throughout this contest. They jumped out early and kept that lead pretty much the entire way. They win this one 46-37. We are going to take a break, and when we come back, New York Warriors versus Northeast Passage Blue. You're watching the 2017 Kennebunk Savings Rugby Rampage. We'll be back in a little bit.